Good evening, boys. Good evening, boys, and good morning, lads. So, ladies and plups, I've been working hard because, I'm a grown man these days. So I haven't been able to stream all night like I used to / usually do. However, I can bang in some morning squeebleage, which is what we're doing now. And I'm sure we're going to have a wonderful time. And as I always say whenever I do these, I'm sure that playing this for a couple of minutes will make me more than happy to just go to work. Because magic can be quite a lot of old age. But not for us. Right, boys? We always have a wonderful time. Alright. Is this an artifact? It's not. I don't know what it does. Whenever this... You may put a card from your hand to the bottom of your library and you draw a card. Fracture this? I think maybe. Maybe I should have waited. But, it's early morning. We've got to bang these games out. We have to bang these games out. Boys. Otherwise, what are we going to do? Refill of funk? No, there is work. But, not at 9. I can start whenever I choose, to a certain extent. So, I thought. Plus, it's a good way of keeping me from actually overrunning by like 6 hours, which I often do. I feel like that might be a good feature. So what does this do? First strike, whenever a samurai attacks alone, untap it. If it's the first combat phase, there's an additional phase. So I'll take 2. I'm going to just grab a rat. I think that's good. Good early morning rats, boys. Yeah, so this, in theory, could be more common. Early morning magics. But we'll see. We shall see, boys. Okay, Lynch. I mean, we'll see. Let's make sure. Yep, everything's working. Everything's working. So, if there's only an hour, plus maybe like 10 or 15 bonus minutes. Or maybe I'll play at lunch. We'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of things that can happen. Having sat down and seen the screen, I'm feeling like, yeah, I remember Magics. I remember what Magics was all about. Okay, what do you think of the play here? Have him play this, exile it, then blow everyone up, or just blow up these guys? The fact he's got 3 mana does make me think there's a small chance it might be Teferi's protection or something. I still got my faculties about me, boys. It's early Magics. It's early Magics. Oh, this does 4. I wasn't concentrating. Hey! The man wasn't played on turn 1 for a change. Absolutely unbelievable scenes. Alright, this guy is playing fairly interestingly. What do we got here? Whenever it attacks alone, you may put a card. Yeah. Some stuff, I suppose. You think it's Wrath? I don't know. I don't know, boys. I don't know if the call is for a Wrath here. But I guess we'll see. I shouldn't have let this attack if you draft a thing. Lance, I don't know every card in the world. I just happen to be the best in the world. Nice and easy magic. Alright, that's a bit of a problem because something's about indestructible. Yeah. So that's got to go for sure. Okay. I'm messing this up quite a bit. I'm messing a lot of this up, but it'll be fine, Lance. It'll be fine if Wrath of God makes a difference. And I don't know that it will. Alright, it'll make a difference now.
Show them the edge of your blade.
But not by much. Okay, that's something. What do you think the actual best play is? It's not this. Double strike 2-2. Double strike 2-2. If this gets killed for 2, then there's an extra combat phase. I'll just be dead. I think this is one of those games where I'm just going to take too much incidental damage early on, and then my arse is going to fall off. I think that's what's going to happen, Lynch. Yeah, that's just too much now, I think. So unless I draw another Wrath, or something sexy. So, let's have a think. For each creature you control at the beginning of your end step, remove a hope counter from it. I'm trying to think if I die. I will die, so that's 14 if he plays this and has a removal spell, which you have to assume he would have. But if it's a burn spell, I get 2 1/1s. What does this do? Whenever a warrior you control attacks alone, you may cast... I'm just going to take that.
Nobody deserves these blades more than Phyrexia. Today you die.
If something gets killed, we'll try and figure it out, Lynch. And if I can't figure it out, then I'll just say GG's XDs and erase it from history. And no one will even know it began to happen. Absolutely unbelievable change. Okay, so it's not the end of the world. I don't think. I can't save Kaya.
Have a nice trip.
So that's worth... Yeah, we can do it. For a turn.
I can't believe
it. Okay. So I can play Professor Dildos, and he sacrifices this, but can replay it, and I take another, like, 8. That's just too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll have 3 or 4 mana left over. The fact there's only one card that can be quashed, boys. I think just stay alive for a turn, and we'll see what happens.
If I won't be given a second chance, you'll learn the power of death.
Create a double strike. Yeah, I probably just need to draw Wrath of Gods, but I've already used one. And until then, I guess it's just easy memes, boys. I guess it's just easy memes. But, regardless, it's game 1. So, whatever happens, we'll be sure to erase it. But I don't want to cause, what's the term? I don't want to cause depression for you before you even begin your day, Lance. That's a disaster. Oh, have I lost and I haven't realized? I lost and didn't realize, Lance. Unbelievable scenes. It felt like one of those games, you know? I didn't really have a grip of what was going on. Everything cost too big and I didn't anticipate it. These things happen. But only to me. And probably to you. But no other YouTubers. And pros. Pros also post up some beats. But nobody else. No one else ever seems to get the backhand of Jesus. Which is why YouTube Magic the Gathering is absolute 8. But, you know, oh, I'm not playing this virgin. Just fuck your mum's ass. I don't know, like... If you want to play against this shit, if you want to use that shit, you know, I'm sure we'll all have a wonderful time. I'm sure everybody loves stomping and spunking an old ragavan. Do you think that guy must be the most rule zeroed of all commanders? As someone who never plays Commander or even sees it, I can't imagine anybody's happy with that. Plus, for that card to be viable, you have to attack on turn 2. And that's just not in the spirit of fake Commander games, from what I understand. If you attack Lewis Monkbudust on turn 2, you're getting absolutely turfed out of that house immediately, boys. And there's nothing anyone would be able to do about it. Except Professor Peepers. He'd invite you back in. So this is another deck that could go wrong because I don't understand it properly. I always mess up exactly what's going on. So it's got something... I shouldn't have kept this hand either because I need to kill this. So whenever this enters the battlefield or attacks, create a green sapperling. Okay. I understand what that means, boys. Alright, that should be fine. For 4 mana, sacrifice a sapperling. None of this is summoning sickness squibbled. Sacrifice a sapperling, return Slimefoot and Squee and up from other from the battlefield, from the grave to the field. That's basically what I'm trying to get out. So it's like this guy has to go in the grave as well. And then at instant speed... Alright, I sort of understand. But not really. It's far too early, boys. But I sort of understand. Alright. So, I think because of this, this as the shield is going to be nice. Wouldn't you agree, boys? Refill of Funk says, Guy at my F&M has the most broken Ragavan deck. Well, if he's playing... Oh, man, this is going to be such a good shield, boys. It's going to be such a good shield. If everyone's on the... you know, if everyone's part of the gang... If everyone's in on the heist, then I guess it's fine. If you're playing CEDH or whatever it's called, then a card like Ragavan you just have to deal with. But if you're playing with your mates, it just seems like the complete antithesis of good magic. Bang! Nothing. That is good, beautiful magic. So if this guy is actually some kind of weenies deck, I don't know. Looking at this, I'm gonna say it should be easy magic. Yeah, it is nice. It's so nice, I almost died of AIDS. See, this is one of those kind of games, I feel like feels kind of good from my side because I've got something that looks to turn his entire deck off in a colour. Okay, if he's green, I suppose you could blow up artifacts. If you're green, you can also blow up artifacts, boys. I was gonna say, if it's just red and black, then artifact protection is pretty high on the old shits, boys. Pretty high on the old shits. Pal says, Cheeks, what's your job? I mean, that's highly classified information. If I told you that, I'd have to hand in my key card at the old Resident Evil underground cocainies cloning bunker bullshits. Lone Pariah says, Cheeks, have you tried standard ranked? Standard Brawl? There's no ranked Brawl. Or is that... Or is there, boys? Oh, Standard Brawl. I take it back. I played one game of Standard Brawl like 6 months ago with... what's the super strong card? Phyrexian bitch. This thing. Because it was part of the... Wednesday... earn 2 rares thing, and it wasn't fun, but at least it's tempered by not having access to 50 million lands and every spell on the earth. But generally I don't. As you can see, there's only 2 decks. But we could try it. I don't know. I don't know if I am a hypocrite playing this, because I won't play against it because it's too strong in Brawl. But in Standard Brawl, is it alright? It's a lot harder to play 4 or 5 colours in Standard than it is in Historic, obviously. But is this... I don't even know if it's that powerful. I'll have one game with this, just for the sake of it. And if I play against 4 or 5 colours, then I'll still play against it. I mean, his Standard Brawl should be a lot more... It should be different. It should be different, at least. But I bet you I'm playing against Sheoldred, and it'll be awful, but I'll also have a wonderful time. And then everybody will say, Chinks, you really crackety matter. A little bit longer. Up to 30 seconds. Up to 30 seconds of memes. What's the time? 9:21. So we've got 40 minutes before I might actually have to do some work. Or at least someone's going to find out if I haven't. Alright, I'm seeing some issues. Lange. We got shit mana base, but at least it's the right colour. I could see this not being awful. There must be a lot fewer 3 mana rocks, although I think there was one in the latest set. I could move into this, you know, if Historic Brawl gets a bit stale. Not move into it, we could split it. We could do the splits and the shits. Alright, I'm getting some sexy draws, sort of. So this is a card I should play, presumably. It's pretty good. It could be fun to play Standard Brawl, now I think about it. It's a new format, sort of. There should be tons of cards I don't know.
Hope is wasted. You cannot win. Become subdued.
Become subdued, eh? So what is this? Draw a card unless you attack. Okay. So what's the ultimate on this thing? Target player mills 3 times X. Okay. But I should be drawing a bonus card every turn, which is pretty nice. Fairy Master Minge. Can't really do a lot about that. I didn't need to do that. Target creature gets moidled. Kyrie. I never liked Body Launderer. I think that's a card that can come out if we're ever going to take this seriously. I think this is more for a elongated stream. Maybe if I do it later or over the night.
You can be made to obey.
We'll think about it, because there must be better cards than this. You know, I never even seen it. Oh man, boys, get a little bit of shy boobalage. That's almost worth any level of Magic the Gathering. Whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw a card. He's got 5 mana though, boys, but this is 3 and the gate is 2, so we should be alright. Target creature gets -5, creature tokens get -2. I guess this is for Sheoldred or something else. Oh, the commander. So I can't counter that. Isn't it right, boys? I could only counter... Alright, I guess it was all my fault. Okay, just holding the gate, and we'll see what happens from here. So, how was the World Champs? I didn't watch as much of it as maybe I could have, but then you could say that about literally anything in the world, even buses, Lance. I don't watch as much of buses as I could. But then, maybe I just don't give a fuck about magic. I think that's pretty high on the possibility scale. So, what don't I want to be countered? I'm not even sure.
Now this is a juicy secret.
Cruelty of shits is pretty nice. I'm gonna fling Toxrill just because it's the biggest. I suppose this feels a bit more like an actual game of Magic. You know, it's not everyone flinging all these crazy bullshits all over the shop. Siphon Insight. You gonna let him have that? I think so. Partly because I don't know what I even have. But I'm sure it's fine. Okay, boys. Okay, sweets. So we're gonna kill this Urtai thing. Whenever it enters a battlefield, choose one. Counter target spell, activate ability, or triggered ability. So that's pretty good. That's just pretty good. Isn't it, boys? Having a counter spell in the form of a creature at the ready at all times. But I don't know about you. I might shit my ass out. So I think I might kill it. I might kill it. Target player mills 3. Maybe I gotta kill that. I think I need a sweeper, if I'm honest. Now I'm looking at all this bullshit. I think these are all too difficult to get rid of. Old world champion McGee. I think he could cause a problem, boys. Old world champs McGee. If he gets to draw a card back every turn, I think that's gonna be a problem. So I'm gonna play this. And I'm gonna say 1. I'm gonna do the whole fucking set. For the memes, Lance. It will be for the memes. So how many have I got left? Oh, you don't play 100 cards. You only play 60. Alright, well I'm just gonna die to this thing.
I pull one thread.
Well, he
and
used
your
that early.
entire mind unravels.
I thought we were playing 100 cards. There's me taking it easy. Like an absolute memealoid, Lance. Has he got a spell pierce to give me the full squeebs? I'm going to use the whole set, like I said. So, Itali's Scorn is a counter spell. That's Blow of all the peeps. And that's also a counter spell. Okay then. Okay then.
I know something you don't know.
I don't know. So 60 cards. I suppose that makes the whole thing a lot more playable. But then again, this deck for sure was made in 25 minutes, so I wouldn't bank on it being an arse buster of a match. So, counterspell. Right? Yeah, just counter anything, counter anything. So it looks like I'm just going to lose. And counter. He's got 3 counter spells, and I'm just going to die. He got, yeah, it's just going to take far too long to draw my way out of it with literally only one spell in hand. So I'm just going to say I lost. Can't say I thought that was that great, but you know, the deck needs work and the whole format I need to understand a bit better. But for me, as it is, you know, I'll play 1 or twice a day. It'll have the Atali rules. I can handle 2 games of AIDS per day, depending on my time limits. And then I'll say GG XD. Okay, boys. Okay, switch. This is, I've mentioned this before, this is the kind of thing that does make it historic a lot more AIDS. These kind of things that, unless you play blue, that resolve on cast, it's just so shit. They're so shit. And obviously we're going to get more and more of those printed. I don't think this game has that long left for being just for being primarily non-8s. For someone who doesn't give a fuck about Magic that much, this has been a full reprieve, an extension of me just not giving up completely. But I don't know how it keeps getting worse. Honestly, I don't know. I just don't know how it feels like it's getting worse. There are more mono decks, there are more unbeatable commanders, the 5-color shits are getting worse. But I think mono is a good indicator of exactly why this game does feel like it's always going to be 8s. Just the limitations people put on themselves to play a fucking nothing deck. This guy's completely out on his ass. If he didn't go first, he'd be dead already. The fact that he's got a full extra turn is the only way he might be able to get out of this 8s. So if he's got a great henge or something, you know, if not, like I said, I am quite a ways behind without any black land. But that was my fault, boys. That was my fault. So obviously we got this for this, this for this. Blow up all the peeps, gets rid of his lands as well. Very nice. But we'll just have to see if this is going to be the same kind of boring 8s.
Rise, my elemental
We
friend.
needed extra mana. We're going to get Ulamogged. We're going to get Ulamogged for a wonderful time, lands. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 mana. 13 mana. And I'm just sitting here like an absolute squeebler. Well, I mean, we got to blow up all the peeps. It's just gonna have to do. It's just gonna have to do. Power creep in this game is unavoidable. But, having said that, people's complete commitment to just dog shit games is the thing that makes me amused. Okay, boys. So, I've only got one realistic spell, or do I? So I can play Replicating Ring and then Fateful Absence this, and it will cost 5. It'll cost 7. All right, I'm going to do that.
The land will not forsake you.
I'll do that, and we'll see what happens, boys. Maybe that was a mistake. But then I seem to say that a lot. Either way, I guess we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what I was banking on. You have to untap. Not untap, have to tap his lands. So I only have to take 3 and I get to blow them up. Which is good memes, boys. I've told you before, it's all good memes. Yep. $9.35. Did I see any of the janky decks from Worlds? I haven't watched any. I should. You know. But then why should I? So I know what I'm talking about here. I know what I'm talking about here. All we talk about here is bonglers and 8s. And I basically have a PhD in that subject. Oh, we got a bit of a pause. Hopefully there's no blow-ups. I mean protections. Okay, boys. Okay, boys.
I must go.
Okay, we might have cracked an absolute dogshit game of Mujix. This is much better than that last game we played, right? Even though that last game was a fairly balanced game of Mujix. I lost. But this one, boys, looks like I might be ahead. And that's beautiful Mujix. So I think I'm going to exile that with this. Get myself a bonus land, be an absolute memer. Or maybe it's not strong enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nah, that's fine. Maybe.
I've killed many. First you, then your ghost.
Okay, boys. But here's another thing. Whenever anyone says, like, hey, you know, maybe it doesn't about everyone always does one of two things. Either buys wobbly lands, or mismatches their lands. Like, as if that is a representation of their individualism. Like getting the same tattoo that you saw Miley Cyrus got, but get it with her tits out. Uh-oh. That's the one card that gives me the memes. But, boys, on the plus side, I got the answer, because I'm very good at magic. So what does this do? Other creatures have trample. Alright, he doesn't have anything in his hand at all, which obviously is good memes for me. Actually, we'll do it this way round. Oh, he's got 2 mana. I should have realised that.
When you can walk through walls, anything looks easy.
Alright. I suppose it didn't make any difference. That's the only time I need to plus this, I think. We'll draw some cards. We've got a couple of Soul Rings. Soul Rings are good memes, boys. Soul Rings are good memes.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Alright, so this big Soul Ring can kill this. I think that should be enough. Oh, I can't block. Why can't this guy block? I got the Wankst thing, haven't I? Oh, it's 7 lands. Alright. Fair enough, I suppose, boys. Fair enough.
I don't move without knowing my target.
I don't think I'm blowing up Nissa in exchange for my own bitch.
I did not start this fight, but I will finish it.
Can that attack yet? No. I almost fucked that right up. I was gonna... Yeah, I was gonna leave it, but it can't attack unless I have 7 lands, which I don't have.
I will beg.
Fight on without
Decisive
me.
action brings victory.
Okay. Hand looks pretty AIDS, obviously. I was worried about that guy, but it's under control, boys. Lance, it was under control the whole time. Plus, he might get greedy and attack me with the forest. Yeah, that's good as shit. That's good shit, boys. Almost. Almost, boys.
You're not safe from me.
Alright, we'll just take the life.
Lord of Innistrad. The weak feed the strong.
Okay. I guess we're closer to dying than it looked. Oh, I'm very close to dying. If this guy gets plapped, this guy can't do any blocking. So I'm extremely on the edge. Creatures have trample, so I'll take 4 as it stands. Alright. Okay. We're getting into dangerous territory, boys. But he is tapped out, so it looks like I'll make... Oh, he's got 1 land. He's got giant growth. Then I'm dead. If he's got giant growth, boys, then I'm dead. Oh, if he's attacking a planeswalker, it's not going to matter. Alright, fine.
You see the daggers, right?
Okay. So I can bring one of the other Sorins up back. Nope, it's only creatures. Alright, I fucked that up. Okay, boys. What happened to Wrath of God? I thought that was in my hand. Am I going literally insane? Oh, there it is. I am going insane. What's the matter with me? It's too early. I guess it's too early, Lance, but I'm going to be right on the ball once the workday begins. Right, Lance? Of course I am.
I just want to get in, get out, and finish the job.
Alright. Every turn I've said I'm going to be able to stabilize, but this might be the one. Well, that guy has to die. But again, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 X shits. That's under control, boys. This is going to be mine.
Will not fail.
That's going to be mine. I'll kill this again.
Harness the element.
Probably. Alright, well, that's all in the bin now. All in the bin now, Lance. He might not be able to choose Kaya, maybe. Yeah, he can't choose Kaya, which is lucky for me. I suppose we'll see.
That's it. I quit.
Okay, so I should have a lot of mana, but I don't... Unless I draw blow up all the slags, it's not going to matter.
What's next?
Lance. Slap a bitch on the tubes, maybe. So, do I want to slap a bitch on the tubes? I don't know if I can live otherwise. So, I want to have a good bit of thinkage. If you tap a permanent for mana, okay. Okay. Oh, I can say 3. That's a little bit better.
Embrace the bloodlust.
I think that's much better. I can't pay 4 life. That's crazy talks. Okay, boys. Only 1 card, I think. Draw a card, activate the shits. So maybe 2 cards. What else have I got in the grave? Just this midget. Oh, I can bring the Overseer back.
For us.
Oh, maybe I should have let Kaya get killed somehow. With all that excess mana. But then how would I have killed it, I suppose? How would I have killed it, boys? So this is 0 mana, so this will kill this. That's fine. Okay, we got 1,000,000 life now, and we're on the shits for the tubes or something. Okay, boys, loose. There could easily be a time for Magic the Gathering.
Welcome to
Okay, boys, slap my tits and call me McTits or something.
Never thought I'd miss the library.
I abhor my need for blood.
I didn't need to do that.
Help you no longer.
But I've got 1,000,000 life and my knob out, so it's probably alright. That was my thinking behind that. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, boys. But that was extremely good magic. Maybe.
Power surges through these lands. Harness the elements.
So, if he kills Kaya, I've got such an excess amount of mana. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I don't know how many lands in a row that was, but it felt like 65.
That goes on your permanent record.
Okay, boys, I don't know how many lands I've drawn in a row, but it does feel like a bit many. Alright, I don't know how many lands! I don't know how many lands a single man could even be allowed to draw in a row, but it does seem like Magic the Gathering. Doesn't it, boys? I don't want to take any damage.
Let's go digging.
How rude.
Time for a drink.
Alright, I forgot I had the 1 ring to draw a couple of cards. I didn't notice that. I apologize, but it should have been easy. It should have been easy to find my way out. But 4 lands in a row does sound very much like early morning magic. Any other requests? Any other decks? Boys, before we get out of here? I'll play this once and see if this indeed is ever is ever on deck for being able to be improved? Lance. I don't know, is this some kind of rat? Roddy Piper. Farewell? Alright, that's gotta be fine. Human Warlock Bard. Whenever this guy or another non-token creature you control dies, create a black rat and it can't block. Alright, that's under control, boys. I'd say it's very much under control. Lance, I'd say it's under control. Boys, it's under control. Relax. Although, I have missed the necessary land. I've missed the necessary land to play either of these and then feel like everything's going to be fine. Also, maybe I shouldn't have played this. You know, because I would have had Scorching Dragon bollocks for this. But I guess that's what Magic's about. It's about not knowing for sure and making decisions. Otherwise, we'll just all be watching legs know, regardless of whether or not he made the right choice, he's gonna win, so it looks justifiable. Easy quacks. Just like that time our boy Murchies. Hey boys, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get a bit of AIDS. Just like that time Murchie boys tried to flash one in against Teferi and then obviously realised he couldn't do it. That was the genesis for where we are in today's Magic the Gathering. He tried to flash in a bitch against Teferi, but then he still won, so he slapped it up on the tubes and never said anything about how he couldn't actually flash it in once Teferi has resolved. At the very least, I like to say when I fucked it all up. Okay, boys. This must be back before I put 48 lands in each deck. Because I'm getting outdone twice as much mana by what looks like some kind of weird aggro rats deck. And I don't know about you, boys. But that sounds like standard Magic. That sounds like very much standard Magic the Gathering. Alright, I probably only got 2 more games left, max, depending on how long this takes. So if anybody has anything else they want to see one time or something, then I guess we'll see. What happened to Merchant? I don't know. I mean, I didn't watch him very often. So I can't say. I'm just going to let him draw every turn, I think. We got Farewell. Actually, I got 25 life. So we'll do what I do when everyone does it against me. We'll make him mill for the first 2 rounds, and then it just becomes too dangerous. Alright. Oh, that's good enough. 3 mana, I suppose. Take a green on the off chance that I bag one of these. Or do I take white for the Fare Thee Well? I don't think it matters now. Oh, I should have taken red if it was going to come into play untapped. Whoops. Boy. Yeah, Merchant genuinely seemed to disappear off the face of the earth. But not really. He deleted his Twitter account. He scrubbed his history of playing Magic off YouTube, but then put it back. And then he streamed in February. He streamed in February and said, boys, I might be back soon. And then he disappeared again. And deleted that VOD as well. So if he's deleting his streams, he might stream once a week for all I know. But the one thing I actually think might have happened, you know, complete speculation while we're just sitting there, is he might have used the money he made from Magic, which was high, like legit hundreds of thousands of pounds a year, I would think. He might have used all that cash to do something that makes more consistent and even easier passive income. Like, all he did was take a goldfish deck, play it for 25 minutes terribly, and then fling the whole shit in the bin. And if 150 Gs, I mean, we know how much depression Magic can cause. So maybe he just said, I'm out. I'm going to put all my money into a massive high yield interest rate bond or investment portfolio, and now he doesn't have to do anything. And if that's the case, boys, you gotta say GG's XD's to the lad. Alright, one to the top, one to the bottom. Okay, boys, okay, boys. Take one red, one white. So we should be able to farewell this dude and not lose anything. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff, boys. Yeah, who knows? Maybe anything could have happened. Merchant could have been this guy Emma Sky Nazi was talking about, and he didn't want to get rumbled. You never know. I don't think that was him. But he used to always say Magic was his dream job, and he was at the top of the food chain. Probably even more so than the boy CG Beebles. But now, lads, who knows? But like I said, he could, with not even theoretically, he could statistically just have enough money that he doesn't have to do a single thing he doesn't want to do, which would be bizarre to include Magic, because he said that was his dream job. Surely a dream job is something you turn up for. Not even a dream job. I'd play for AC Milan if they asked me to. But I wouldn't say, boys, it's my dream job to play for Milan. And then Milan like, hey, you want to play for Milan? And I'm like, nah, I got a hog roast to eat. I got a hog roast to eat, and I got a wife to fuck in the arse probably. And I got a community to say GG's XD's to. And won't that be wonderful, boys? Alright, definitely got the right card for this situation. Haven't I, lad? So I can't take the damage. It's too high. But we should get everything else easily. Easily. Mr. Salvador says if he keeps coming back, he's got to have run out of money. Well, he doesn't come back very often. That's the thing. I think he genuinely comes back just because he wants to. That must be the case. Otherwise, he would come back permanently and be a full memer, surely. Surely, boys. If people keep throwing wads at him, I mean, it must be nice to do one stream a month and get X dollars. But I don't know how much he gets. I remember hearing, not seeing, that somebody gave him 500 British beans. A single man gave him 500 beans on a single stream. And that didn't even inspire him to stream anymore. He was just like, thanks for the money, I'll be back in a month, maybe. But, you know, everyone's free to do as they want. Everybody is free to do as they please when it comes to Magic the Bollocking. Abolish. Alright, what are we doing? I'm on 13. Arcane Bomboloids does seem extremely good at Magic. But I might die fucking around with it though. I think I'm not going to play it yet. I'll keep this just because I might cycle it. Okay, boys. Okay, sweet. Merchy boys. What an enigma. To be top of the food chain in the game I suppose it's very similar with Cocaines, but at least Cocaines gives the illusion that he's good at magic by only playing from his bedroom. So all of this talk about how good Cocaines could be, the man works extremely hard to only play games he knows he's probably going to win. All the talk in the world about wanting to make it to the Pro Tour and rub his balls, it was all fucking gibberish, boys. It was all gibberish the whole time. Alright, I think we got this one. I think this guy's got one card that can blow up enchantments. And if he doesn't, I get to exile all of his boys every turn. And I don't know about you, Lance, but that seems nice for my jukes. Good, clean Magic the Gathering. See, when this kind of stuff is in my favor, it's good, clean fun. If it was his, then I'd obviously be saying Wizards are nepotistic pieces of shit, making a game so fucking wonky. How could they make a game this wonky, Lance? How could they wonk the place up that a man could have infinite farewells for the memes? Boys, imagine having infinite farewells and not being on the tubes. Hello and welcome to another game. Oh, speaking of Mr. Hello and Welcome, I don't know if you've seen Tiago's shit in the Discord, but Legs is so close now, boys, to going full memes. Full memes in all of the descriptions. It won't be long until one of his titles says, "How did Wizards allow this to happen?" How did Wizards allow this to happen? Alright, I've got a lot of good shit. Is it time to bang one out? I don't know, boys. I am 700 million miles ahead now, so we might be able to get there. We might be able to shatter it. Have I heard about the DSP divorce arc? No. Oh, DSP. I thought, for some reason, I assumed you meant LSV, because we're in Magic the Gathering, and I try my best, although, admittedly, 100% unsuccessfully, to keep DSP away from everyone, because it's the shits. But I have seen it, and I don't buy into it at all. Something's going on, obviously, because his behavior is so different. He's actually washing more than once every 3 days. He's buying some new shirts. He streams an extra hour whenever he feels like. Those are very different examples of behavioral traits. However, boys, I don't think that necessarily is obviously his wife has gone. I don't think it's obvious cat's out the door. But it would be funny if it was true. And like I've said before, I mean, it's not a tragedy if his wife's left, obviously, but anything that befalls that man is good squeebles, in my opinion. But to wrap up the point, I would also, again, I don't think his wife has left. Oop, did I pass the turn by accident? Pressed the wrong button there. E to extinction on a spring bloom. Maybe he just needs a scry. Yeah, so Mr. Salvador, what do you think? You think cat's really left, or you think it's just as generic as the cat's ill, and he can't say the cat's ill after he made such a fuss that he didn't need to get blood work on the cat because he wanted to buy a new fight stick? Okay, boys, it should be easy quick. Easy quick. Blow up all the permanents for the means. Not today. Not today, Lance. So that went pretty well, but obviously it would have gone a lot less well if he could have got rid of this and I didn't have farewell. But I did, so it means I was very good, boys. It means I was exceptionally good at magic. How's what's the name getting on these days? The originator of how did wizards allow this to happen? How's he getting on? Alright, this has to be the last game. Alright. We'll just have a full viewer's choice. And I know there's only 5 of us here. But anything. Even if it's pirates. But then it's a bit late / early for Tiago to want to see pirates. First vote wins. Mr. Salvador says something's wrong because he's been really pissed when he goes on his Street Fighter stream. Street Fighter last night was amazing how angry he was. And he's guaranteed money. Even complained to Iced Coffee that money won't change the stream. That's all true. Mr. Salvador's really up on his DSPs. Really up. Alright. Dinos, says Mr. Bean. That'll do. Okay, boys. It's pretty one note, but it's fair. Oh, speaking of one note and being fair, I'll make sure I got, what's his name in the deck? I'll make sure I've got Itali. I think I probably do. But I would also say that it's fair, you know, because I only get to use it once. Yeah, Mr. Salvador well up on his DSPs. I gotta respect that. Everybody knows I love a bit of DSPs. Itali Primal Storm. Itali Primal Conquerage. Okay, boys. Oh, I see Tyrannus Rex. That's not very good. We will definitely have to do massive ramps so that I don't just fall flat on my ass. User Facecam does original decks. Funny as fuck. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own thing. I'm glad he has a good time when he plays Magic, and he just never see. I haven't watched him in years, but if he's the same, then he never succumbed to the eights in the way that I did, because to put a video up of Magic games every day, I literally couldn't do it. I even tried, Lance. I thought it'd be easy. I couldn't do it. Alright, what are we up against? I need lands, but other than that, I think I got a good hand. Okay, boys, we missed a couple of lands. I haven't got any red, I just realised. So it could go wrong. Could go wrong, Lance. Okay, boys, getting worse. It's getting worse. Okay, Lance. I don't know what I was expecting to find, but it definitely wasn't this dog shit. Okay. Okay, so Idyllic Tutor probably needs to come out, considering it can only find one of 2 cards. Although I will admit, both those cards are fucking amazing. But this definitely... Okay, boys, we'll have one more game. And hopefully I'll remember to draw some lands in my 42 card land decks. Last one. Last one where I actually get to play any spells. Okay, boys. Okay, sweet. Mr. Salvador says, just got back to him because I'm also grinding Street Fighter. He fought with Snake Eyes and he tried not to complain. I saw that as well. He literally called everybody on Earth a shit player bitch that he plays against. Unearned, everything. Everybody who quits the game after one round always is a fucking pussy bitch. Except the two people he recognized as being pros. You gotta respect that kind of flaky eights. So I don't have any green, but it should be fine this time. Should be, okay, boys. I'm gonna have a look at the lands, because I might very well be ending up dead of eights. But yeah, yesterday's stream, or whenever the last one was, yesterday, 2 days, it's just a sight to behold that man get madder and madder. He has, the craziest thing is that he has really close games against people of his own standard, and he hates it. He hates it. It's like me playing against Bolus every game, and every game's close, and then I'm just like, this fucking shit. Bolus, 3-color, back and forth, load of old shit. Why doesn't anybody just play mono white and die immediately? But, you know, everyone's different. And Philbo wants those EGGG wins. So I'm going to have to... I might be able to play one more game if, again, I can't draw any cards. Okay, boys, we'll give it one more. One more draw. And I'll mulligan until I find some green. Okay, boys. Okay, sweet. I'll have to look at the lands, because green is the key to all green decks. Because it's mana fixing. But then again, I've played this 1,000 times. 1,000 times. And I'm always 100% win rate. You watch restreams, Mr. Salvador, you watch the Layered Piece of Peace, my personal #1 endorsed Magic the Gathering restreamer. Okay, boys. Oh my god, there's fucking another non-green land. That's my fault, though. I should have looked a bit more carefully. Should have looked a bit more carefully, boys. But never mind. I don't want to do this here, but it's so much... It's just so much accumulative damage. Popcoin. I do love a bit of popcoins. Yeah, he's by far my favorite restreamer. I'm like a proper fanboy for that guy. Even though his entire fabric of his channel is different. He used to be such a under-the-fingernails investigation sensation. Finding out who were the pay pigs, how much donations, who were the sock accounts. All that shit was the #1 mythics. But now it's just Street Fighter and calling filler slag. Which is still fine. Still fine. Oops. Whoops. Okay. Fought my way out. Hey! Boys. Fought my way out of that one a little bit. So, he's black and green, which means he should have instant speed removalage. So I can't just bang this lad out, you know, to get quacked. We're going to have to play it easy. We're going to have to play it easy. Slime shits, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 2 mana. That's still enough to kill a Gishath, though. Still enough to kill my boy. I'm trying to see what I can actually do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not going to die. I'm on 13. So we'll cast this Atali. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and I'll still have swords to shit shares left over, I think. And hopefully, just like everyone else who plays me, I'll get 2 Mega Bombs, or at least some big ramp. See, boys? That's why you don't play Gishath into open manage. They look like a... Oh my lord, what a load of old shit. Boys, that's why this game is a load of dildos. Now imagine I could do that every turn. Imagine there was no drawbacks to being able to play this again every turn. That's why I always get 8s when I play against Italy. It seems so fun. It seems so fun if the exchange rate was you get to do it and they have 2 mana and kill it. Not you get to do it forever. That gives me H. Oh boy. Mr. Salvador says, from what I heard, Phil's just been trying to grind Street Fighter, then got washed by people in Master, so he bought 3 copies of the game, 2 copies. It's been pretty petty for him. I do like always having the correct factoloids when it comes to the lad Philbo. He bought 2 copies, but he did avoid what I'm trying to say. Master rank. He got to Master with Blanca on Xbox and then just didn't want to play at all. So then made up some bollocks about how PlayStation was better and he needed a new fight stick and all this other dog shit. So he went to PlayStation, bought £350 worth of shit, and then still his entire audience were like, I don't want to see Lily grind to Master, just play Blanca at the rank that you are set at. But he just genuinely hates having even matches. And he especially hates getting smashed around. Even though at the very start, I know we're getting off course, boys, for those of you watching on demand, but I do love talking about Phil Bolinos. Even though... Alright, boys. So everybody's got haste. Everybody's got haste, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 6. I don't think he can beat me on the crackbacks. That's fine. So what is this? Whenever this dies, create a 1/1. Alright. What was I even saying? Oh, the Philbo lore of switching to dogshit world. Yeah, that's what happened. If you're going to be in on the Philbo lore, you have to get your facts straight. Otherwise, you just look a bit of a fool making up nonsense about some old 40-year-old man. So he didn't buy 3 copies, he bought 2. And as much as we would all think it was hilarious if Cat had disappeared off the face of the earth, I don't think there's enough evidence. I don't think there's anything close to enough evidence that that's happened. His stories about playing, what's the game? Starfield with her, or her playing Starfield and talking to him, they're just too deep. Unless he is truly a sociopath and could just make up incredible stories. By incredible, I mean entirely mundane that seem plausible. Oh man, we got quacked. Boys, I thought we were going to do the quacking. Oh, but he's only got 1 mana. Oh no, there's 2 black there. Never mind. But what are you going to do about this? What's he going to do about this, Lance? Unbelievable change. Probably should have played that, actually. Oh, I actually did have a creature that big. Is Toxic the new Infect? I don't think so. I mean, it gives you poisons in exactly the same way that Infect does, but it doesn't seem good. In fact, it seems shit. Okay, any of these cause me a problem. Exile the creature card from your grave, create a 1/1 sapling, sacrifice 2 saplings, gain 2 life, draw a card. I suppose I could Brontodon that. Alright. Maybe this is the problem. Am I going to get drained? 3, 4, 5. He'll have 2 mana again. 2 mana for the boy. You think he's got the right shit, Lynch? 6 HP. I'm not going to risk it. I'm also going to blow up the Meat Hook Massacre. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the whole shit. Can't do that. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get rid of all the lands. No lands left in the deck at all, boys. I think I have to blow up the mass. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think I have to get rid of the Massacre. So I can play this and then this. And if he's got a removal spell, he's got one. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. But it will be interesting to see what is actually going on in the House of Filbo. If there is even anything. It could just all be lies, boys. Okay, farewell would be nice. He's got 2 cards in hand. One of them is probably a removal spell. But I doubt... Well, there's no... I doubt he's probably... Yeah, I don't, what can he get from this? Anyway, anyone going to tell me? No, yep, I got literally 0 lands in the deck, but I'm still drawing lands. That's what I like to see. Alright, they're just all dog shit. Search for a basic land, easy quench. That's what I like, boys. All of these cards I could have just drawn. Okay, to be fair, there's a lot of lands left. I take that back. I take it back, boys. There are an awful lot of lands left. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If he can kill Galter, then I died. Unbelievable stuff. Five cards, boys. And another draw, probably. And another draw, certainly. But he'll kill himself if he does that. Okay, getting a bit of the spunk and... Oh, my lord! He's taking some risks. Boys. That was fortunate. I mean, winning and losing is irrelevant, really, when you're at that stage of the game. But it could have gone either way. I think he played himself pretty solidly at the end there. He drew a card, but there was no way to survive both of the attacks. I guess he just ran out of removal. Never mind. That's what I think. I mean, theorizing about Filbo's issues is always fun. But I think that's probably the most likely, is that Jasper got sick, and he can't tell everybody it's because he didn't check Jasper's blood work, because that's what the detractors told him to do, so he can't be proved wrong. Also, just get your cat sorted out in the first place. Alright. 10:25, I'll just check in at 10:30. I ain't gonna get in any trouble. It was good memes, and we had some good aids. That's probably good if I were to play standard. Hatching plans. We're When it's put into a grave from the field, draw 3 cards. Boys. If anyone can figure out why that's good. Well, not why that's good, it is good. But if you can ever figure out a way of beneficially having too many of these, it'll be good news. Werefox Bodyguard. Weird. When it enters a battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-fox creature until this leaves the field. Sacrifice this, you gain 2. When it enters the battlefield, exile. That's pretty good, actually. So you can flash it in, just like Murchie always dreamed of. And it acts like an Oblivion Ring. Not bad. Not bad. Last one. Fawn's Bane Troll. When this enters the battlefield, create a monster roll attached to it. Sacrifice an aura attached to this. If fights a creature. That seems just like a really good draft card. Speaking of draft, I missed the free shit draft last night, which was a bit of a shame. Dark Tutelage Alchemy. Is that free? Nah. We get some good rewards? Nah. You get some wobbly age lance. But look how wobbly, boys. You can't tell me you don't want these level up wobblers. That's an interesting one. Gumdrop Poisoner. Looks like she's got some proper whappers on her. If anyone's going to get me into wobbly lands, boys, it's going to be Gigantic Baps. Anyone else? Hard Flame Duelist. Probably doesn't qualify. Well, that's it. Alright, boys, 10:27, 10:30 is kickoff time. So I gotta go to Woix, like everyone else on the planet. Except Phil. Anyway. Enjoy whatever it is that you are going to do, and I will rub my balls.